I'm with all that. Send a nigga where his dog at, yeah, I'm with all that. Hit the plug and never call back, bitch, I'm with all that.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Yes. I was supposed to go live a couple days ago. Y'all, this thing be having me fucked up. Hold on, give me 1 second. What's going on, everybody? I'm trying to get this shit together. It be tripping on my bitch ass. Okay, so as y'all can probably see, I want to know what tonight's question is. You know, y'all first older person experience. I know a lot of motherfuckers that I talk to were doing right by only fucking with people in their age group, but me on the other hand, I wasn't. So I just want to know, can y'all tell me when y'all had y'all first older person experience? Like the first time you've messed with somebody who was older. See, I'll give an example. My first older person, I was 19, and she was close to being in her 30s. I think she was close to being 30s or in her 30s, like early 30s, probably like 32, 31 or some shit like that, while I was 19. And then when I turned 20, I was fucking with this one girl. She was 40. I was 20, she was 40. What's going on, Lisa? My New Orleans baby. And what's going on, Newport? Can I get a motherfucking Newport? This thing right here is itching me. It's like poking me. But yeah, can y'all remember y'all older people experience? And the only reason why I brought this up because I just wanted to see like how far that we came to being low key into situations where pedophilia was close to it. Because I feel like when I was 20, that 40-year-old had no business fucking with me. Like no business. I'm glad though, because it was not a situation that I want to be in anyway. Like, I don't know. She was one of them old hoes who liked it to hump, and I wasn't into that type of shit. So I was 18 and he was in his 40s. See, that's like some you legal, but it's still it give me pedophile vibes. Because what a 40-year-old man gonna do with you when you just turned 18? Like, what could they have done for you? And I had asked this question with this one dude, and he told me he was 18 and he was fucking with a bitch who was like 41 or something like that. And he was saying like back then it was lit because we were a little bit more mature versus today and age when these young kids is fucking with motherfuckers like this, they give it pedophiles, but we was definitely in them type of realms because like what were we doing fucking with them old ass people, or what was them old ass people doing trying to fuck with us? Like, don't get me wrong, it was an experience, but at what point, because we're older now, and now when we see a motherfucker that age and fuck with somebody on that age or that time, we automatically like, oh, that motherfucker on some pedophile ass shit. You gotta watch your kids spending money. You was on spending money. But right, that's what I'm saying. We were I wouldn't even say because I wasn't easily. I was turned on by the good time. I think I was turned on by the good time because my old hoes ain't have to pay me. I was giving that shit. Because I ain't know no better. I ain't know no better to be like, I should be asking for stuff from these old motherfuckers. He was giving, I was receiving. But that's what they say, that niggas can come off with offering a little bit cash. But how do the women, like, y'all don't feel like y'all was like the niggas? I'm talking about the niggas who had fucked with the older bitches. Like, y'all don't feel like that was giving pedophile-ish, like, what she was preying on some young shit? Like, I don't know. I'm just trying to perceive, because when I asked old dude that, he said it was a lit situation, but we were more mature back then. And you can't use that with these type of kids because they're young minded. But my thing is, we was fucking young minded. There was no need for them old motherfuckers to be fucking on us. I was 19 fucking on this old. Don't get me wrong, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. But I had no business. I had no business fucking with them old hoes. And them old hoes had no business fucking with me. I was 19, and then she told me, because no, I was 18 when I met her. I had just turned 18, because she told me she would not have messed with me if I was 17, and I had just turned 18, and she was like in her early 30s. So that's what I'm saying. Like, so can y'all remember y'all first old person experience? I just feel like either way it go, it was giving like pedophile-ish vibes. Like, them old motherfuckers had no business really fucking with us. You couldn't even, what was the like, I don't even remember. Don't get me wrong, I had some good conversation. I was a good conversationalist. But I was young, and I just was in for the experience. I ain't even gonna lie, I was mainly in it for the experience. Like, I just wanted to see what I could see, because I knew like these old hoes wasn't gonna be the bitches I was gonna end up with. I just knew like I wanted to experience some shit. And I figured, like, is it different when you come on to the older person, or when they come on to you? Is that the pedophilishness of it? So can y'all tell me a time y'all remember y'all first experience with the older person? I commend you people who stuck to your age group when we was younger, because them motherfuckers couldn't do shit for me back then. They couldn't do shit for me. But I've always been taken care of. I've always been one of them girls that's been taken care of by her bitches. But that's semi because I fucked with older hoes. But still, that was my preference. But it still gave off like, sometimes some people still give me like they was pedophiles. Like, bro, you was a pedophile. Like, like, what was you thinking? Or what was I thinking? But that's just me. Yeah, it was that they were more stable, but it was also more like I ain't had to be on none of that petty shit. Like, I felt like, don't get me wrong, I went through bullshit with them old hoes too, but it wasn't more like I went. Maybe if I would have stuck to my own age, I probably wouldn't even went through the bullshit I went through with them old hoes. Because them old hoes tried to play in my face for years. For years. Just to realize in the end that I was a real motherfucking bitch. I was a real motherfucking bitch. You know what I mean? A motherfucker could have raised me up and raised me right. But hey, it's a lot of people who was in those type of situations where they were raised by, I wouldn't even say raised, but they grew up with the person they was messing with. Like, cause I know this one older lady, she was messing with the dude for a real long time, and I can kind of say like he raised her a tad bit. Oh, your mama care worker. You was 15 and she was 42. Dallas. Dallas. And that was a woman? That's the woman, Dallas. Are you a man? Let me see. I can't really see. Dallas, if you was a man and she was a woman, like, why a lot of y'all won't? You was a victim, baby. Baby, you was a victim. 15 to 40, you was a victim. Miss Cheryl need her ass beat. Miss Cheryl need her bitch ass beat. I don't even know her name, but I just figured she got some old ass name to be 42 trying to fuck on a 15-year-old. So that's what I'm saying. Back in the day, this pedophile shit been going on since been going on. Like, at one point, is it just not okay? I don't give a fuck. That shit shouldn't be okay. A motherfucker should have told me, baby girl, you ain't. Because look, I did have crushes on older bitches. And it was this one older bitch that I never got, rest her soul. I never really got a chance to even like mess with her like that. But when I first met her, when my mama brought her home, she was friends with my mama. My mama brought her home and she was full and she had to spend the night by her house. Like, I just thought she was the finest motherfucker ever. She was a stud too. Like, back in the day, you don't really see that type of shit when they be fine. Like, you be seeing the studs that be looking like, oh, okay, I see why you was stud. You know what I mean? But no, she was fine. Like, she was fine. And she was older. And like, I remember I came on to her, I think I was like 17 or something like that. And I came on to her and she told me like, no, baby girl, you gonna have to get a little older to fuck with me. You gotta get a little older. And I lost touch. And then I had saw her a little while I was older. And like, I was almost ready, but she was sick and she ended up dying. That's her son. Still wet behind the ears and do anything. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, why? Like, when it comes to women, I see people blast men all the time for doing that type of shit, for like fucking with young bitches, or you know, they like younger bitches and all that other shit. But what about the bitches who like younger men? Like, shouldn't the standards still be the same? Like, because it gives like pedophile ass shit to me. Because that 40-year-old, when I was 20, it was no business fucking with that 40-year-old. And she was weird. I knew she was weird too. Like, I just wanted to see what it was like, because she was 40 and I was 20. I'm like, damn, I ain't never fucked nobody that was 20 years my senior. Let me see this. But it was horrible. Like, she was horrible. It was horrible. It was horrible. That whole experience was horrible. I should have pressed charge. Damn, I was old enough. I couldn't have pressed charges. Just because it was weak. Like, she was an old bitch giving out that weak shit. Like, and it's so crazy because, you know, I was bamboozled a lot by a lot of old hoes. Like, I got a lot of bad sex from a lot of old hoes. Majority of all the old popular studs, I probably had like maybe a rendezvous or two with their ass. And a lot of them was garbage. I'm talking about the older ones. They like super old to y'all now, but back in our day, they was just older. And they was still just older. But I'm just saying, like, and when I did ask the way he was just saying, like, these day and age and kids can't handle the older people like how we handle them. But I just feel like, what was there to handle? Them old motherfuckers couldn't find nobody their age. They found somebody that was wet behind the ears that they thought they could talk to and do anything to. Hey, Nisha Pooh. Pooh, how old was you when you had your first old person experience? Let me know. I really want to know the age. How old were you when you had your first old person experience? I'm in my basement, y'all, and it's cold down here. But yeah, I feel like a lot of bitches was pedophiles back in the day, and a lot of people never said nothing about it, because my guy fucking with this old bitch fucking with my guy, and he was only 15, was ridiculous. That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. She should have been locked up. Like, cause I wonder, do she even remember that conquest? Like, I fucked a 15-year-old when I was 40. Like, I wonder how does she feel? Like, motherfuckers need to bring that shit up. If you fucked with an old bitch and you was young, like you were minor ages and you were fucked an adult, even if you were the one insinuating it, now that you're an adult, you need to bring up to the fact that they were on some pedophile that shit. They shouldn't have fucked you. They shouldn't have fucked with you. Cause I don't think I could ever, like, let's say a fine ass bitch and she like 16, 17, want to come talk to me. Bitch, if you don't get away from me, I'm gonna beat you up. For real. Like, I couldn't even see myself doing no shit like that. Even if I was to fuck on niggas, I still couldn't see myself to be fucking nobody as a, like, I don't know, just that young. That shit creepy as fuck. It was creepy as fuck, but that's the shit we was on. So, like, should we hold these kids to these higher standards than what we even apply to ourselves? Because it's a lot of motherfuckers who fuck some old motherfuckers. Some of y'all fuck some old motherfuckers. Because 15 to 42 is crazy. That's so crazy. Mine was only 20. Like, I was 20, she was 40. Like, I don't know, I think it scared me more than that. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, I'm just trying to think. Like, no. Yes, that was so pedophilish. Unless my God lying, that was like, that's crazy as fuck, dog. But it's crazy because people do be having these type of situations. Some people have lost their virginity at 14, 15. And sometimes it usually be like an older bitch, like 18, 20. And shit like that. Even that gives predatory vibes. You know what I mean? Like, I just feel like it's deep. Like, this shit is low-key deep. It's rooted deep. Do we have to, like, go to people's upbringing on why motherfuckers feel that it's okay to what do I say? Like, what do I even call it? Like, cause they victims, right? Am I not wrong? Like, that you a victim, right? I was an adult with my older person experience. My first older person experience. I was an adult. I'm trying to think, cause I think I might was 18. I think I started at like 18, 17, 18. I don't think I was like really. I jumped off the porch real late. I wasn't one of them girls who was off the porch real early. I jumped off the porch. I had my like first girlfriend at like 16. I had my first boyfriend at like 15. Yeah, I switched over real quick. Like, woof. My shit was like a big flip real quick. But my first relationships were with people my own age. Now, my first older experience, I was only like 18 to, yeah, I said like 18 to, and she was like in her early 30s. Like, she wasn't, I don't know. I think she was in her early 30s. I don't think it was no later than that. Because I think she like coming up on her 40s. I mean, in her early 40s now, I think. But yeah, that shit is deep. Like, and it be so weird because it be a lot of bitches who fuck with young motherfuckers. And I'm just saying, like, does that hold the same weight? Because sometimes, like, I looked up on this little pedophile thing. I don't know why I be looking up shit. But I looked up on this pedophile statistics, and it said it is 20% of sex offenders, pedophiles, are women, and 10% of that 20% are female on female pedophiles. That's a weird. Like, that's weird. That's weird. Because to be honest, I never knew that there were even girl on girl pedophiles. I I know it. I know that's weird, but I really didn't think that. A lot of people. I had one person tell me that, and I think that's what made me go read up on it. And I was just so shocked because I didn't think that was a thing. I was surprised that it was 20% of. I was surprised that it was even that high in percentage of women being pedophiles, to be honest. And why we don't look at it like that? Like, why we don't look at it like that? Like, why we don't blast bitches who are pedophiles? Because I think them hoes way sicker than niggas. If you could be a bitch and be in your right mind and still fuck a young ass nigga, like, don't get me wrong, I can understand if there's an age gap, 10, 15, or whatever, but you're an adult now. That's not. No, I'm talking about when motherfuckers was younger, like 15 to 20 type of younger. Who was you messing with around them ages? Because I even still feel like when I was 20 and I was messing with that 40-year-old, she had no business messing with me. Like, what did she get out of messing with me? To be honest, what did she get out of messing with me? She probably don't even remember. I only remember Rich because you were 40. That's it. That's it. The situation was weak. Conversation was weird, weak. The sex was weak. I think we only did it once. Like, it was a lot. It was a lot. I just feel like at some point, we need to hold everybody equally accountable for that type of shit. Because that was deep. I really didn't know that. And my guy said 15 and she was 42. Yeah. Somebody should have whooped their motherfucking ass. Whooped their motherfucking ass. It'd be creepy. But like, if that's somebody type of little fetish, I get it. But I feel like the person who's older should be like, no, this gonna fuck up my morals. I'm good I'm good. Like, holla at me when you get a little older. Like, it's one thing to have a young buck, but to have a young buck is wild. It's real wild. Harriet, Big L. What if your son came home? Let's say your son's 17 and he come home with a 30-year-old. Is that acceptable? Like, or he 18 years old and he come home with a 40-year-old. Like, it gives me predatory vibes. Like, bitch, my son or my daughter just made it to this age. Ho, and you find this attractive bitch, you be looking at kids. Ho, this still a kid. But that's what I'm saying. Okay, so what if let's say if your son or your child was 20 years old, still living at your house or whatever, 20 years old, and they bring home a 40-year-old. A 40-year-old. How do you feel about that? Like, because I didn't bring her home. I just, I messed with her. She was my boss. And that's another thing. She was my boss. Like, I worked for her. Like, I worked for their company. I don't know if it's around no more. The company used to be, I was going to say what it was called. But I'm just saying, it's a lot of that stuff happening, especially when it comes to boys. Boys say all the time, it'd be easier to get old coochie. I was surprised by how a lot of people say that. Yeah, take him out my house. You fucking irritated. No, I wouldn't even agree with that shit. But how old was you when you had your first old person experience? See, that's what I'm talking about. We won't approve of that shit with our kids or this new generation and shit. But we was on that shit. We was on that shit. Ew, cause how old was you? How old was you when you had your first old person experience? Cause that shit deep. That shit deep. It give me like, I don't know, like predator vibes. Like, bitch, you be watching the kids get older. Like, you know what people say, watch them hoes. They be like, oh, he handsome. I can't wait till he get old. He gonna be handsome, all this other shit. You was 15, he was 17. Okay, that ain't bad. That ain't bad. Y'all still kids. Y'all was still kids. Me and him will be the same age. So I wasn't doing shit moms didn't know till I got way older. But that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Your mama didn't know, but I'm pretty sure your mama wouldn't have approved of that shit. It just so happened. It just so happened, okay, I was 18, first 18 when I was messing with the one lady. The one lady, she played in my face for 4 years. Like, so she was messing with me off and on for 4 years. So by me thinking, I'm young, hot to trot, little, hot and ass little girl, just wanted to think that I pulled this one old bitch, I could pull a bunch more, which I did and tried. And I figured that it wasn't what it was. So I kept getting played with for 4 years by the same old bitch. And that's what it was. That's what it was. And it was crazy because my mother adored her. That's crazy. That was the crazy part. My mother adored her. She like older men. My brother's dad was way older, but put her through college and bought her first car. Okay. Okay, but I ain't gonna check that too. The older ones will take care of you. They already know what the game is and how the game's supposed to go. But was we really supposed to experience that shit at that early age? Was we really supposed to, Yeah, my mama liked the older men too. My daddy, 10 years older than my daddy. My mama 50, my daddy 6. No, my mama's 60. My daddy just turned 70. Yeah, but it's just the fact that like that shit crazy. It's just crazy how it's so wrong for. See it's okay now because you met him when you was 30. He's 54 now. Mama was in love, busting it for the older. But it be like that. But you were older. I do know another girl who like older men, and he was older when we were younger, like old. But I understand. I'm talking about the generation where it was like we was young as a bitch, and them old niggas or them old bitches who was fucking on us that had no business. They should have let us mature just a tad bit. Just a tad bit more. And he 50. Woo! He 50. Bitch. Well, that ain't really too much of a big deal because in 2 more years. So he basically only 12 years older than you. That ain't that bad. That ain't that bad. Now, if you was 12 and he was trying to talk to you, then yeah, that would be the problem. But that's fine because y'all older now. But that's what I'm saying is they had no business fucking with us at your ages. At young ages, they had no business. All them people out there who had they old people experience, next time they see they first old person experience, they need to let them know. If they ain't dead, they need to let them know that was some pedophile ass shit and you should have never been fucking with them. 24 and 25, that ain't your oldest experience. He don't look it though. He be dressing young and all his exes is trifling in their 20s. Woo! See, yeah, that's what I'm talking about now. That right there. Why is all his exes in their 20s? That's half his age. So at any point in I was being born, he was already like 25 and figuring out what he was on. I was 24, 25. Your first older experience, you was 24, 25. That's what's up. That means that you waited and you wanted, you already by this time knew what you wanted. Nope, I was 18 and that bitch was like in her late 20s, early 30s, somewhere up there. And I had just turned 18. And I just was like, I was scared at first. But my best friend was like, "Oh, bitch, you better go. Oh, you better go." I'm like, okay. Okay. Oh, that's that one ex-wife. Everyone was older. His mom hated that shit. That mean motherfuckers was watching you grow up. Right age, shoot, they shot is wild and disturbing truth. That's what I mean. Oh my God. Like, that's what I'm saying. That's what I mean. It give me like, bitch, you. Like, I can see if I went out and tried to solicit the situation, like, I go out looking for the shit and I so happen to come up on you and I'm pressing on you. But like, if for you to randomly come and press up on me and I tell you I'm at the age I'm at and you still trying to get me to go, that's what I mean. Like, that's that shit right there that give me creepy vibes, like pedophile-ish vibes. Like, like I still act like that now and I'm like, I'm old, bitch. Bitch, I'm old. Now I'm in my early 30s, so I'm old. I still look at people in creepy ass way like this old ass bitch. Gone, girl. Because she around the age with his son. Ooh. That shit deep though. That shit deep. And I don't know about because I had told people on here before. Earlier, I looked up the statistics for pedophiles, and it's 20% women. 20% of that shit is women, and 10% of that shit is girl on girl pedophiles. That's fucking ridiculous. I didn't fucking know that. Like, that shit be deep. It be deep. And I just be wondering, like, how come we don't be blasting the bitches? Like, if I was to find out, if I had a son, if I was to find out an old bitch fucking my son, I'm blasting this hoe. This old pedophile ass bitch fucking with my baby. But I know a motherfucker gonna probably say that it ain't bad because that's a boy. But nah, bitch. Nah, bitch. Bitch, if you it well over my son, you's a fucking pedophile hoe. Cause what can he do for you? Bitch, but give you dick, hoe? Motherfuckers your age can't give you no dick. Motherfuckers in your bracket can't give you that shit. Sussy, Isha. What I was asking motherfuckers, I asked y'all earlier, what was y'all older person experience? And I said, you already know mine was. Mine was old girl who, when I was 20, she was 40. And mine is old girl who's now the family favorite friend or whatever. I was 18. She was in her late 30s. The one bitch was like 20. I mean, I was 20 and she was in her 40s. Like, I'm just saying, like, them hoes was low-key pedophiles. I love one of them dearly, but that was low key some pedophile ass shit. She said, and it was so crazy. She had even told me before, like she happy that I'm fully 18 because if I was freshly 18, she couldn't have fucked with me. I'm just like, I don't know. I just find it weird. That's just me. That's just me. Sometimes I feel like it give off pedophilish and shit. Like I could never fuck with nobody who younger than me that I knew or watched or saw grow up. That's just me. It'll give off you've been watching me, or you've been watching, or we like I don't know. I could never do it. I don't care how desperate I get. I can't. I couldn't be with nobody I watched grow up. And that's why I was kind of surprised that when old folks who I thought was fine when I was younger, when I was younger, she used to play pool with my mama. And I tried to come on to her, and she stopped me right there like, "Mom, baby girl, you gotta be older. I don't fuck around. You gotta be older." I could do nothing but respect it. Nothing but respect it. Yeah. Well, all right, y'all. I just really wanted to come on here and make this quick and see what the real tea was about the fact of, the bitches and your first old experience. Because it's a lot of shit that I ain't know. And then somebody said 15. He was 15 and she was 42, which was wild. Fucking wild for me. Mind blowing. But yeah, y'all stay tuned. Y'all know Friday I got Gotti coming on. He gonna tell his side of his little story or whatever he got of whatever of it happened. So y'all stay tuned for that. And stay tuned for my April lineup. My April lineup is also gonna be fire. Don't on the 12th of April, I'ma have Montel, aka Broderick, also as well as Devin, the Set King. They gonna be there on the 12th of April. And then I got a whole list of other people coming out after that. So y'all know, just stay tuned. Like I got a little shit coming. Just stay tuned. Fuck with me. Other than that, I love you guys. Bye. It's a hang up.